to another episode of Comics Live, the show where we talk about comics and more than anything, we get to know the creators behind the comics. That's what we love doing here. That's what we love talking about. We love pop culture, comics, and also the process of creation of comics. That's what we're here about.
Mhm.
Today we have with us on the show Andy Nordvall, the creator of Bad Future, all the way from Los Angeles, California. Welcome to the show, Andy. It's
Welcome.
totally
Thank you.
okay to finish your bite. That's perfectly all right.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
very
when you're running
chill
a
here.
campaign, you just have to grab a bite whenever you can. Here I am eating. But yes, I'm finished.
Amazing.
Oh, delicious, delicious chicken nuggets. And I'm drinking my coffee. Although we were talking earlier, it might not meet the fine standards of Australia, but I mixed in a little cinnamon with the grounds. Have you ever tried that?
Oh, that's actually not a bad idea.
I don't know. Well, I'm worried now. You're talking about how good Sydneyites, Australians are at sniffing out bad coffee. So you will either find it delightful or a crime against nature. But I like it.
You know what I personally feel I'm not much of a coffee snob, to be honest, but I personally feel coffee is so personal. I'm from India, and back home, tea is such a big thing.
Oh yeah.
Um, every single person has their own like version, preference, whatever you want to call it, of
Hmm.
tea because it's so personal. Like it's something that they either grew up with or like, oh, let me adjust the milk a little bit, let me adjust the sugar a little bit. That little personalization. I feel like coffee is the same. Like you just everybody has a sweet spot, and you just want to stay in that sweet spot because that's one thing that gets you out of the bed and gets you started, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I am a confessed coffee philistine because I like mix a ton of actually oat milk. I found is very good because
I
I
love
know that
it.
people like got to drink it straight, but I mean, a drink that bitter, like you want to mix it with something less bitter to get a nice combination of flavors, in my opinion. But hey, you're right. It's personal. Love your coffee, man.
Absolutely. And you know what? I That's my jam too, to be honest. Like I
Yeah.
like I'm not a vegan or anything, but I really love the different nut milks. I Whenever I go out, I get oat milk, but whenever I'm at home, we have macadamia milk. I don't know if you have that
Oh,
in Los Angeles or not, but or in the US, but
I mean, maybe like Whole Foods, but I'm sure it's like $20 a quart or something.
I think macadamia nuts are one, they're very sustainable because they require very little water.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
and two, they grow natively a lot in Australia. So I think that's why it's very cheap here, despite not being very common.
It's good. That's God. We should switch because I know California is big into almonds, growing almonds, which are horrible for the environment. And as things get more arid, yeah, there's people saying that like Gavin Newsom, our governor, has like just some secret faucet he could twist to magically create more water. But I kind of doubt it because I've driven through that, and there ain't no water hiding there. That is like near desert.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was watching some video about some billionaires trying to take over a small desert town in California. I think it's in probably Northern California.
Oh,
Uh, Yeah, and currently they're in process of like they're trying to take over the town. And one of the things that the farming community there does is they grow high protein food uh, on in using very low amount of water because it's in the desert, and they're not at the privilege of a lot of water. But
yeah.
essentially, farmers they have worked extremely hard to build this beautiful ecosystem of like uh, of cultivating food from very low amount of water. So yeah, it's a threat right now.
Oh man. Uh, well, that reminds me. A friend of mine, a good Kickstarter to check out, California Inc. by my friend Arthur Ibuen. It just had it just
Amazing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I forget we're in some of the same communities. Yeah, that launched too, and um, it's very much yeah. What happens when the corporations fully take over?
Yeah, yeah. Art and Ben were here with their anthology a few weeks ago,
Oh, that's
and
right. That's right. That's
it was
I
such a
need to
good
sign up.
time. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't need to tell you who Arthur is. You know, but it's
Yeah.
still live now. Yep.
It's still live now. You must check it out. It's really good. The art in that book is
Oh
stunning.
yeah, Dave Law is amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool
yeah.
guy, a skilled yo-yoist too. Fun fact.
And talking about all of that, the future doesn't sound very enticing right now. So, talking about bad future, let's segue into your comic, and
Yeah, let's do it.
let's do it. Let's talk about your comic and the campaign. What's it about, without spoiling the story
Well,
for anybody?
it is a collection of stories all about dystopian sci-fi, and it's been a oh, and if you want to know what it's like, there's all the little what it's like: Metropolis, Black Mirror, Akira, Blade Runner, The Apple, Altered Carbon, which I haven't seen, but one of my collaborators insists is very much the vibe, so I should check it out too. I think it's Anthony Mackie, who's an actor I've always liked.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's four different stories, four different teams, 60 pages of comic book, and they all deal with dystopia and sort of what do we do? How do we carve a sense of autonomy, personhood, community in an onslaught of a very dehumanizing and disempowering future? Yeah, and it's so weird because it's like science fiction, but then it's also we're dealing with the real fact that is eerily paralleling it. Yeah, I mean, both just in how we seem to be careening towards a dystopia and just the economy lately. Like, I've been talking to a lot of creators, and they're saying this is the month where it's really sinking in that like people can't fund creator on comic books as much as they used to. So. I know we were joking before we recorded about the funded in 573 hours, which, you know, it's too good a line not to put in there. But
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not being entirely facetious. Like, well,
Mm,
first, it's my first Kickstarter, so it's so hard to build momentum from just ground zero.
mm.
And then, yeah, there was the downturn, and plus, I think October had an insane amount of launches. Like, I think it might be the most in Kickstarter's history, although I'm not sure. So,
I was actually reading on Discord. I think you're in the same Discord on Comic Book Eric Pun, and
yes,
somebody said to the tune of like 360 campaigns on
yeah,
comics
yeah. So
just this month, and I'm like, that's a lot. Yeah.
it has been kind of a perfect storm. There's like this huge influx, so supply is enormous, but because people are starting to feel the pinch, suddenly the demand has gone way down. And so, yeah, I hate to say, it, some people are hurting. So the fact that I got past the finish line in this environment on my first Kickstarter, like I don't, yeah, I will take the win. That is absolutely a win. I don't care if it took 500 or 600. You know, I got there. You know,
You got there. I think that's very, very key, especially for your first project.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, definitely, definitely. Tell us a bit about the fantastic stories that you have
All right.
collected
Well, yeah, as
in your
you're scrolling up
anthology.
very helpfully, first, of course, we have Jenny. I think it's now changed to just Jenny, but it is definitely the story of Jenny and Roxy, two street kids in a future where you have to really scramble to survive and like anything you can find, especially illegal technology and sell that spells survival for you, and just sort of how when you live in such a desperate environment, how that can really challenge trust and friendship when you know when survival is always that much in jeopardy. But it also has amazing art. I think this is a new artist. Our usual our Travis Webb's usual artist for his comic series Starlight, Brett
Right.
well, Waddell. Oh, I'm probably mangling that, but great artist. Did Starlight, did amazing. Didn't have time to do this one, but he did color this one. So those lovely colors, those great contrasting purple and reds. That's all Brett. And we found a new artist, Rome Silva, and yeah, he killed it. He's amazing, you know.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and definitely for gosh. Fans of Akira, Battle Angel Alita, and like explosions and stuff. Yeah, this one's very much our high octane action movie type thing. But it at the core is always this friendship that's getting tested between Jenny and Roxy. So it's not all explosions and gunfire. There's a human element to all these stories.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's
So yeah,
fantastic.
that's our definite.
Yeah.
That's our action movie. Also the lettering by I think Marina Leon, always good.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
and
really
then
good.
we and then I get to talk about me because the next one is obsolescence, which I think yes, this is the first story in the book. The little what do you call it? The little kernel, the little seed from which this all sprang is this story. It was called Solus for a while, but then I decided to change it to obsolescence. Uh,
Mm.
it's I was never sure how the hell you're supposed to spell Solus. Is it like one L, two L's, three L's? And I didn't want to do that to my readers, so I chose another hard to spell word, obsolescence. But at least there's consensus how it's spelled. Uh,
Yep, yep, yep.
and this is a future where wealth inequality has just because they've unlocked corporations have unlocked genetic improvements, which has just calcified wealth inequality. Because I know the wealthy, the 1%, think they're better than everybody else, but here they actually are. They're younger, stronger, smarter, and just so there's basically the 1%, no middle class, and then all the people you'll see here. Here's all the lovely people at Sidewalk Cafe, except that's way up high on these elevated platforms. Down below, we have like
Mm.
everybody in air masks because the air quality is shit. And
Mm.
of course, there is a burgeoning market in black market genetic enhancements, and policing the black market is this guy Crick. So I love the fact that he has a foot in both worlds and
Yeah.
is sort of navigating, dealing. So how should I put it? He might hate the great unwashed, but he also knows those snobs, the 1% are a bunch of jerks too. So where
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
get in? Yeah, it was based on a screenplay, and then it was a pilot. It was a fun screenplay. It actually went out. It got a director attached for a while.
Wow.
What was it? Oh yeah, it was with a producer with connections to Hong Kong. So a lot of like my favorite Hong Kong actors. I
Oh,
think
wow.
yeah, like I don't know if you know Anthony Wong
I
from
do.
East
Yeah.
Cops. Yeah, he was circling it for a while, and
Oh,
then
wow.
oh shoot, well I'm gonna spoil it. He actually winds up. Crick is a man very much haunted by the deeds of his past, and so when a younger version of him shows up and like starts hunting him down, it's cool because like one, he's on the run from this guy who's like whose joints don't ache like his do, but also
Yeah.
this guy very much represents the past that he is starting to regret, where like all he cared about was being a badass and finishing the assignment and like moral
Yeah.
considerations that what didn't enter into it. So he
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
man literally on the run from his past. Anyways, the reason I'm
That's
saying that for a
fantastic.
while, I think, well, you know the whole story of J.C. Chan, Jackie Chan's kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for a while he was going to be like a big thing, and then he got caught smoking pot, and then that was kind of the end of his career.
Duh. I mean,
Yeah,
everybody in Hollywood has done worse than that. So,
yeah, I
yeah.
know, I know. Dude, yeah, we're giving roles to like Jared freaking Leto, and
I
Roman
know.
Polanski is still directing, and this guy's career is dead because he smoked pot. I mean, that's nuts. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And well, and that also kind of killed the project too. So, but I mean, not to make it all about me, because yeah, I'm hoping at some point. I don't know. I hope he goes back because that seems like just a shitty hand to get dealt. I don't know. Anyways,
No, I feel bad. Poor you, poor kid. And,
was always such a wonderful story, and I wanted it to exist in a form that was like not just in my head or on some producer's desk. And the weirdest thing, I was looking for a comic writer for so long, but I was thinking like Blade Runner Cyberpunk. And I came across this artist, Jorge Gabato. He's Argentinian.
mm,
And I love his vibe. And like I think it's got a kind of Mobius vibe, which you don't really see that much because that's a tough art style to do. It's an amazing art
yeah.
style. And it's one of those things of like, I don't know, I hate to say like sometimes opportunity doesn't just have to be in front of my face. It has to hit me in the head a few times. Because I actually emailed them. It's like, oh my God, you're amazing. I
Yeah,
don't have. I want to do comics. I don't have anything now, but I just want you to know you're awesome. And he wrote back. He's like, "Well, find something. I really want to draw something." And I realized, gosh, but he'd be perfect for this also because, like, I don't want it to be too cyberpunk because I think that's almost become kind of a trope. And
yeah,
so, bringing him in brings like a fresh look and a fresh take on the world and the story, which I think benefits the book. Okay. But enough about me. What's the next one? I think it's Kaj's one now. Yes, Kaj, the
oh,
contract.
the
Yes.
contract. Yeah,
Yeah, Kaj comes from the indie space. They have this huge 3-volume epic warhead about a graffiti artist who has what is it? Who has a nuclear bomb for a head, and he's very worried if he doesn't like break through his creative blocks, the bomb will go off, which is such a wonderful metaphor for the creative process. So
yeah,
I always
yeah,
loved their approach to storytelling because I'm very much like a story guy. Like it's the story, we're on the ride. Like characters are important, but I usually start with the story and then like try to build up the characters. And even when I'm revising, usually what I'm doing is like more emotion, more characters.
yeah, yeah,
What I
yeah,
love about Kaj is like there's the story there, but it's built just by like watching all these very acutely observed character interactions and seeing how the characters interact with each other. And that kind
yeah,
of builds the story. It comes very organically out of the character. I love that approach. I love their art. I really wanted them in the book, and I'm so glad they are. And here's part one. It's about a future where you can buy your afterlife. You get downloaded into a virtual space.
yeah,
But of course, what is the most valuable thing in this virtual space? It's actual human memories. And so the main character is a human memory dealer, and she's
yeah.
haunted by the fact that her wife did not make the transition. And she
Mm,
spots her wife in one of the memories for sale. And so she's going to
mm,
see, or they're going to see, I'm not sure the pronouns, they're going to see, they're going to try to hunt down the memories of their late wife. And, what are they going to do if they find the wife in the virtual memories of the inhabitants of this virtual afterlife?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow, that's fantastic. That's some really, really
Yeah,
deep stuff there. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, definitely. They're super deep. And
yeah.
this is another fun one. Also by me. I'm sorry. There's the serious ones, and then there's me. I'm the fun guy. No, I'm not. Well, I hope they're all fun. I hope they're all fun. What this is very much also very much a fun story. But this is a very interesting genesis. It was the last one to get added, even though it's the oldest story because it's from an old post-apocalyptic anthology. I think it was based in Australia that didn't fund. So,
Oh,
but I mean, God love. I think it was Anthony Pollock with Sodas and Telepath. Because God love
oh,
him,
lovely.
he like
Yeah,
like as a like I assembled an anthology of 4 stories, and 2 of them were written by me. And I'm always very available to me, and still it's they're very nice, but it's just all the logistics and spinning the plate. So these people who can do the big anthologies of like 20 stories, like man, God bless them, because like that just seems like such a challenge. Anyways, I'm meandering. This was a story from a
Anthony
post-apocalyptic
for
anthology. They were kind enough
mm,
to match me up with the artist Richard Kemp, which is also pretty rare. Most anthologies is like just bring us the story because they got other stuff to deal with. But they were like, no, no,
yes.
just give us the premise. We'll find you an artist. So they found me Richard Kemp. We did the story, and then
Wow.
the Kickstarter didn't fund. We can talk a little bit about that later because I think it actually ties into this environment right now. But it's very much, it seems like it's not post apocalyptic, or it seems it's not dystopian. But the more you dig, the scarier the world becomes. It starts out very much like
Wow,
like the Dick Van Dyke Show, but then there's like violence and stormtroopers and all sorts of weird stuff happens.
that's
Yeah, and it was
amazing.
there because it's definitely dystopian. It is the least cyberpunk. It's more, bit of a spoiler, a little bit more post-apocalyptic, but I mean, dystopia is dystopia, and I really love this story, and I felt bad for Rich. No one had seen this incredible work he's done, so like, of course I'm going to put it in the
It
book.
is absolutely stunning, the artwork. I love it. I
Mhm.
love the 80s vibe to it, and
Yeah,
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 that's a good vibe
100%.
to have because yeah, it's definitely going for like a, what's the word? a fake unnerving nostalgia at the beginning, you know.
Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, that's amazing. Is it? It does it look like retropunk? No, it's not retropunk. It's cyberpunk. You said, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit more post-apocalyptic than the other ones, but it's
Mm,
definitely got a weird technology challenging our humanity to it. So
yeah.
if one chooses a big umbrella for cyberpunk, which I'm
Yeah.
willing to
Yeah.
use, I really love the story. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. No, I love Anthony. He worked with us for a
Oh,
while,
wow, you know
actually.
Anthony. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. He was a copywriter. He used to like review the comics, and like he was a staff reviewer, staff writer of amazing blog articles, and everything else. So
Oh, nice.
uh love working with him. He's a great guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
a good
I
skill
can
to
I
have,
can
copywriting.
yeah,
I think. Yeah.
I can plug his YouTube channel. Maybe it's called My Kind of Weird now. So
Oh
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think I've been looking at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, when you're doing a Kickstarter, you reach out to everybody you know, and so I got to touch base with Anthony. He said he's not doing Kickstarter much anymore, but seems to be doing well with his channel. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's based in Sydney, so I keep running into him every now and then when he's at the cons. So
Oh,
yeah.
nice. Does
Yeah.
a super tangent? Feel free to talk, but does Australia have like a good con culture?
It has a good con culture. The
Great.
only downside is the community here is extremely small, the creator community. And we meet literally the same people at every con. So it's even if you go interstate, it becomes like I think like 30 to 40% people are the same. So which is good. I think we all get to hang out at the bar after the
Yeah,
or for a coffee after the con. But yeah, I think like that's the only thing here. The community is really small, but it's very engaged.
oh, that's
There's
good.
The beautiful thing is I don't know how it is in the US. I think US is probably more steeped in comics, like especially Marvel and DC and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
I
I
mean,
think
a lot of it depends where in the country you are too. Like the West, I would assume the East Coast has a good one too. The West Coast, at least around LA, like I think it's the perfect size community. It's big enough that like stuff gets made, but it's small enough that you still know the people and support one another. So it's a great community here. Um,
yeah.
yeah,
Here, actually, what I've realized is the reader side. There's a lot of people who are not like say like they're not the biggest comic fans as such. Like they will not go out and buy um like the latest issue of Marvel on every Wednesday.
hmm,
But when they come to conventions, they actually support independent creators because a lot of people who cross over from reading like prose, like those books, they want to come and start exploring comics these days.
oh, that's
Graphic novels are a really good gateway, but they're the ones like, oh yeah, I've read a few graphic novels. I want to dabble in comics now.
oh,
And for them it's actually hard because Batman has like what 85 years of history now, and like Superman has a similar history.
yeah.
So they want
Well,
like
even
don't
DC
even know where
themselves
to
are
get
like,
started.
well, we want to do something. Let's create a new universe. Yeah. Uh,
Exactly.
to very good effect. Yeah, that's good that they're still supporting indie. I mean, there was a community supporting it, and still readers. But one of the things we've noticed in cons is they're moving a little closer to cosplay and celebrity autographs, especially anime voice actors. And hey,
Yeah.
God love them. Make your money, but to the point where like there's like a lot of comic conventions where like none of the panels are about comic books, and
Yeah, yeah,
that
I know
that
what you mean.
that can be a little risky. Yeah.
It was funny. My first con experience was a little demoralizing because I was stationed next to somebody selling Pokemon trading cards, and there was literally like there were like hundreds of people stopping next door and literally no one passing by because there were so many people there. Nobody would stop at my table. I was like,
Oh
come on, at
no!
least come and stop by to talk to me, you know?
Oh man! Uh, that reminds me. I once had a signing at a con with the wonderful Jonathan London of Geepscape, and it was a great signing. But what was it? After us was, oh man, I forget his name. Dan, the actor who plays the Muggle in the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them movies. Dan something or
Oh,
other.
Dan
He had the
brother.
signing after us. So basically,
Okay.
for every person asking about our comic book, we had six of like, "Hey, is the guy from Harry Potter here yet?" Yeah,
Wow. Yeah.
yeah.
But this time we had Dean Rankin on the same floor as us. So Dean Rankin is he's the artist on Simpsons comics, and he's
Oh.
from Melbourne. Um, and he was at one of the regional comic cons I was at this year. But it was a fantastic turnout. I know people were looking for Dean a lot, but because we were on the same floor, it kind of it worked out, you know.
You make a
While he
little
was
sign.
busy, people were showing
Dean
up.
is this way, but ask me about my comic book.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, cons are fun. They're always like this year. I haven't done a lot of them. I just did one previously, and I'm doing one more in a few weeks' time.
Mhm.
Um, but they're very exhausting, and I have young kids, so it's been yeah.
I still, right when this started, I had a con and a writing conference. They both have a ton of people I should follow up with, but I mean, and I'm going to, but I haven't just because, the other things have been going on in my life, if you can believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, absolutely, absolutely agree.
Mhm.
Amazing. Cool. I think I'd love to dive a little bit into your writing process because that's what
Oh,
we do here. We talk about the process of creation of comics as well.
yeah.
So, tell us a bit about what's your writing process like? Do you write like I, my personal thing is I love to write characters first because like for me I have a seed of the idea, but
Mhm.
then and I have a rough idea of who the characters are. But as and when I start exploring the characters, I start building the world around them, and
Yeah.
that's where the story happens. But what's your process like? You know?
Yeah. It's weird. I know so many writers like that. And maybe it's the grass is greener on the other side. Like I keep wishing I could do that. Because for me, it's like you think of like the cool situation and then who's the perfect person to put in the situation. You know what I mean? Like, as great as Indiana Jones is, if he's just lecturing at that college of his, it's pretty boring. It's when they find out the Nazis are after the Ark of the Covenant that's what makes the movie interesting. You know what I mean? And then who's the perfect person to go after the Ark? It's the guy who doesn't believe in it. So
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, when it's really good, the characters and the story are so well intermeshed that who knows what came first. But process wise, yeah, I always start with the idea first. I mean, obsolescence was very much, we're all in some sense haunted by our pasts and the mistakes of our youth. Suppose the mistakes of our youth actually became a person who then started, haunting us. You know what I mean? Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. 100%, 100%. And like, what's your like? How do you work with the artist actually? Like, what like I love the whole collaboration side of things where like
Mhm.
you're bouncing off ideas of each other. But yeah,
I do. I mean, it's good for me personally because, like, I really there's this part of me that just wants to control everything, and anything other than like write comic books or anything you're working with other people, you need to learn to let go and let other people bring, their inspiration, their sensibility, and that's always tricky for me. Like it's so weird. Like, you'd think I'd learn because I don't know if you create, but it's like when it's in your head, oh my God, it's so perfect. And then when you write
yeah,
it,
yeah,
something weird happens and it just becomes kind of clunky and like not good and like what the hell happened, collaboration, you also have to fight against that. And
yeah.
it was interesting in this one because also I come out of a screenwriting. I went to film school. I worked as a screenwriter for a bunch of years. I was like making web series for a while.
Yeah,
Um, and with screenwriting, because you're dealing with actors, you usually don't tell them what they're thinking or feeling. You want it to be clear from the context because film is all external. You don't know what the person's thinking.
yeah,
Uh, but comic books, it's a little different. When I would go back and revise, like I would find out like there were these moments where it's like, no, 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 this guy's angry at that guy. Stop having him like smile. Um, that's also, I mean, no judgment. I'm working with two artists, one for this and one for the next thing. Richard was a couple of years ago. And in both of them, I've had to like be a little more explicit about the emotions. It could be because there's also I can't say a language barrier. They speak English fine, but they speak English a hell of a lot better than I speak their languages. But it can be a little hard to catch nuance. So
mm,
the thing I am working on now is like how to add the nuance without letting that control freak who won't let the artist show their brilliance to bring the thing that you want the artist to bring to the material.
yeah,
Like if you hold on
yeah,
too tightly, that can't happen. And
yeah.
so those, you're always learning, but those are the two little poles that I'm trying to navigate between.
Yeah, yeah. No, I get totally get what you're saying about nuance. I think it's less about language and more about where you live and your immediate environment,
Hmm.
and how like it's funny how you take little things for granted when you live in a particular environment for a while, where you start taking your like day-to-day life for granted. But
Yeah,
when somebody from another part of the world, or like even like say somebody from New York, right, like they'll have a very different set of experiences and nuances to somebody from LA, and yeah when you explain them that, they may understand things slightly differently to what you uh, you know
yeah,
experience and believe those things to be. So yeah.
yeah. Well, when you're talking to people from other countries, I mean, it's funny because even more practically, like there's all the things you don't realize, like for me, like prescription bottles always look a certain way. It's that sort of weird
Yeah.
orange with the childproof cap, and that is something probably LA and New York is the same. But I didn't realize like outside this country that bottle doesn't exist. That's just an
No.
American thing. And I wasn't hard hats. Like one of this isn't this project, it's the next project, but there's basically a super powered teamster and he's got a hard hat. And I didn't realize like that look that hard hats have in this country is not a thing. I had to like send the guy pictures of hard hats. I'm like, this is what the hat is. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. This very specific things. I was driving last year. I was driving through the state of New York, from New York to Niagara,
Oh wow.
and all the way through the countryside. Um, and the things that I noticed were like strange little things, like all the water tanks in rural America look exactly the same, especially like even in California. I noticed that it was the same in
Oh,
New York.
okay.
They have a very peculiar look, and I haven't seen that anywhere
The ones with
outside the
that are like
US.
on the stilts, right?
Yeah, yeah. You observe such bizarre little things when you when your mind is free and not overwhelmed with work and everything else, right?
Yeah. When I'm just thinking in SoCal, I haven't seen those. I've seen a lot of water tanks that are just like on ground level. I have no idea why, but yeah, that's
Wow.
yeah,
See, that's a regional thing. That's the yeah.
yeah,
And those are like, we obviously have seen those prescription bottles in the movies and in TV shows and everywhere else, and it's yeah, it's completely different everywhere around the world. So yeah,
Well, in the movies, you don't have to worry about it because if you're focusing on the pill bottle, it's probably a bad shot. You need to be on the characters. But a comic book, it's like right there, and if it doesn't look like how the thing looks, it's yeah,
yeah,
it's a big old hat. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. Amazing. No, I think that's very true. It's also like who are your audiences? If your audiences are in the US primarily, they will know and relate to it. But if an artist draws something that sticks out to them, it will yeah, it will be disorienting for the lack of better term, you know. So yeah, yeah. But also, again, like it also depends on the story, you know. Like I feel like in some stories, getting slipping in some ambiguity of some of these things, where did the story happen, actually
Mm.
helps moving the plot along.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's that weird balance, like, and I still can't. It's still like I know it when I see it. Like there's such a minuscule difference between mysterious, ooh, and confusing. Like what the hell's going on? And oh man, you want to be here, but if you miss it just a little bit, you wind up smack dab here. Yeah.
very true, very true, very true. Amazing. Cool. I think we're coming to that time of the show where we talk about the pop culture things you like, the top five pop culture things you like.
Oh, okay.
Uh, I know your anthology is steeped in pop culture, especially like your story. When you look at some of those panels, you know it's that scene is right out of Blade Runner
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
he's eating the ramen and everything. But yeah, uh,
Yeah. Oh, I
tell
guess
us a
that's
bit
true.
about you.
Little Stars, I was thinking more Miyazaki, but that's just because I got two kids. Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I guess that's how bad of a future can it be? They still got like ramen noodle stalls.
I know. That's not the worst though, you know. Like that ramen makes it a bit better.
Yeah. We gotta find hope where we can.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so let's
Exactly.
see, five pop culture things, right? I completely blanked what I said on the earlier episode, but just going off the hip now. I just finished watching Peacemaker, season 2 of Peacemaker. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen season 2 yet. No.
Okay. Uh, Man, I cannot. I love Peacemaker, and I can't stop going on about how like brilliant it is. One, John Cena is amazing. Like you don't think an ex pro athlete, not that that's a bad thing, but like that would translate into acting. But he's going to some deep dark places, and what James Gunn and that whole crew does that's so incredible is like I've never seen goofy humor simultaneously coexisting with like real emotional depth and pathos and like oh the poor guy, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Usually those two detract from one another, but somehow Peacemaker manages to be both at the same time, and it's great. So that's my
And
number.
with grotesque violence.
Yeah, that's
All three of them are blended in you know.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Although, what is it? The first episode of season 2 has an insane amount of nudity, like men, women, front, back, everything. And I wonder if his thing is like, come on, guys, you realize how much violent stuff we've shown? We can't show the human body. Like, I don't, even for HBO, I'm not sure how Mr. Gunn got away with it, but God bless him.
Mm, mm.
I mean, and it was hilarious too.
Okay.
What's I've been doing? Uh, wait, I had one. Oh, well, I also just finished watching Task. It's an HBO miniseries with Mark Ruffalo, an actor
Okay.
I've always loved, and he's amazing. And then there's some new actors, and I grew up like right around South Pennsylvania, a little west of where they are, but I'm familiar with that Pennsylvanian accent, the hoogie and just the moon, and they nail that right pretty well. I'm always impressed when someone can do that. Um,
Nice.
yeah, it's kind of a specialty. It was the guy who made Mayor of Easttown, and everyone was talking about how Kate Winslet nailed the accent. So
Yeah,
good on
yeah,
them.
yeah.
Good on them. For noir, I've been reading and watching the Bosch books by Michael Connolly.
Mm.
He, like David Simon, the guy who did The Wire, he was like a crime reporter on the city beat for like decades before getting into the novels, and it just shows he like knows the inner workings of the city. And it's
Mm.
LA, which is so much fun because like so much noir is like New York or the small town noir. Although there have been seminal pieces of noir that take place in LA. I mean, Double Indemnity being the huge one. Well, Chinatown too. But it's so
Yeah,
much
yeah,
fun to
yeah.
see as a local of LA to see LA um, in a show or in a book, and it gets it very right. Like, you know, the restaurants they drive by are the restaurants I drive by on my way to work. The
Yeah,
crowd,
yeah, yeah.
like, hey, I drove past that place where the junkie got shot. Good work, my friend.
Wow.
It does look kind of shady.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those, and the TV show too is also quite good. Oh yeah, shoot, someone directed by Ernest Dickerson, who was actually attached. Was it the movie or the pilot? Attached to the movie version of Obsolescence for like 5 minutes.
Mm, mm.
Also, Dan Pine, a really good like noir crime writer who was one of my instructors at UCLA. So yeah, Bosch book or Bosch TV, they're both great. God, what else? Sorry, it's like I feel like I've just been like a hermit monk, kind of locked in my little cell. Except, of course, I'm posting furiously. Um, oh, California Inc. It needs the funding, so go for it, do it. Also, if I could do another Kickstarter, because I think they're having a little trouble getting funding. This artist, Jorge Gabato, has two projects on Kickstarter at the moment. The other one is called Lost in Damnation. I've never met the writer, but like, well, we've talked online, and he seems really great. He's a big supporter of our campaign, so I can definitely throw some support his way. Also, Charles Stickney, White Ash, another small town, Pennsylvania, but very fun. And he's, do you know Charlie Stickney? You must Kickstarter, Charlie Stickney.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah. White
So,
Ash is really good. Yeah.
yeah. White Ash. Yeah, White Ash is great. It's very, very clever. Um, did I do five? I think that might be four. Um,
Maybe. Yeah. Let's do one more.
okay. Oh man, like I know it's such a basic choice, but I really love the Absolute Universe in DC. Uh,
Oh, I was thinking you said when you said basic, I was thinking you were about to say Star Wars or something. I was like, okay, no, I think
eh,
that's the absolute universe
I
is
don't know.
good.
Yeah, I could go on about Star Wars. Yeah, I have such a weird take on what is it? Well, Attack of the Clones. Like no one else has mentioned this, but like my favorite things and my least favorite things in the whole prequel trilogy are both in Attack of the Clones. Like I've always loved Ewan McGregor's performance as Ben Kenobi, and I
Yeah,
think he's got the best story there of like uncovering this weird conspiracy of like why is someone making an army for them. Plus, I
yeah,
love the diabolical. How should I put it? The Emperor. He's so. This is like next level supervillainy. He knows he needs a war to take control. Neither side has an army, so behind the scenes he has to manipulate and give both sides an army so they can go to war. That's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
next level diabolicalness.
yeah,
But then it
yeah.
also has the romance between Anakin and Amidala, which is just like excruciating. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, no offense to those actors. They did what they could. And no offense to George Lucas.
No.
He's made some, he had a seminal role in my childhood, but ouch. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe,
He's not a good writer of dialogues at all,
yeah. Yeah. I
unfortunately.
mean, yeah, romance for him is tough. But I mean, he excels in like grand mythic epics. So,
Yeah,
not everybody can be good at everything. He's great at that. And
exactly.
hey, he's building us an amazing museum. Have you seen the museum that's coming to LA, the Lucas Museum of
No,
Narrative
I haven't
Arts?
seen that.
Okay.
No.
First of all, it's next door to the Natural History Museum, so we might get more people going to see dinosaur bones. That's always a good thing. That's always a good thing in my book. But it's this like it looks like a spaceship designed by Gaudi, and the top of it
Wow.
is they have like a park with like greenery, so it's this huge building with a park on top of it.
That's
And
fantastic.
yeah, it's not. I think it's due to open next year. Although I got to think the crowds are going to be insane. But at
Yeah.
some point, I'm definitely going to that Lucas Museum. It looks from the outside, it looks amazing. I'm sure the inside will not disappoint. Anyways,
That's
wait.
what I would
My
expect when I
bad.
go to yeah.
I love Scott Snyder, and I love what's happening in comic books now. Because like, I'm super, I'm super old. I wasn't alive when the Adam West Batman first was made, but it was in heavy rerun rotation growing up. So I
Yeah.
first fell in love with comic books and superheroes because of Adam West Batman. And then in the 80s, there was this weird like Adam West Batman. It sucks because it was like funny and well, it did reinforce the idea that like comic books were for kids. And so if you wanted to be a serious comic book, you could not have fun. Fun is for kids. We're adults. Bleh. Some good stuff came out of that. The Watchmen,
Yeah,
fun read.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Well, Grant Morrison stuff is fun, but it's more serious. But we got the Vertigo stuff, the Sandman stuff. We got some good comic books out of it. But I
yeah,
think we're now
yeah,
at the point where it's like we can embrace the inner cheesiness, the inner absurdity, the inner silliness of like people in tights fighting crime, and
yeah,
still have
yeah.
it mean something. I guess Peacemaker, another good example of that. And yeah, I'm just glad that like, how should I put it? The false dichotomy has fallen away. You can be fun and you can be serious. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
I think a lot of comic books, but the Absolute Universe also embraces that dichotomy.
Yeah.
I love Scott Snyder. I'm in his like Discord teaching group. I'm gonna get to talk to him for like a little bit on Tuesday about the next thing I'm working on. Very much looking forward to that. Yeah.
Amazing.
After I hang up here, I'm gonna have to give a last proofread before I send it off to him.
Amazing.
But yeah, he's very good at like adding character into the comic book. Because the other thing, I don't know if
Mm.
you found this, but writing comic books, like you have such less space than you think you do. You know what I mean? Like you're like, oh, I'll just do this, and that'll be 20 pages. And then it's like you do it and you're like, at 20 pages, you're almost done with the introduction.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Very
much in
true.
comic books is like implying more space and more stuff going on than what's on the page. You know what I mean? And I think that's one of the areas where Scott really excels at. And so I've been reading a lot of his stuff and basically stealing a lot of stuff from him. But I
Yeah,
hope I
yeah,
hope the
yeah.
good kind of stealing.
No,
But
I,
the
I,
whole
I
the
really
whole
like.
Universe, Wonder Woman with Kelly Thompson, and I forget the artist, but she's amazing. And
Yeah,
Manhunter with Dennis Camp, also amazing. Yeah, it's fun,
exactly.
it's fresh.
And Superman with Dan Slott and
Oh yeah. Wait, I thought Superman was Jason
Mark
Aaron. It
Waid.
could be Dan Slott though too. I mean, they're both writers I like a bunch.
Maybe I'm getting it wrong. I thought it was either Mark Waid and Dan Slott or
I could be getting it
yeah,
wrong too. I thought it was Jason Aaron. It's funny.
possible.
Right now, I'm imagining all of your listeners and viewers like yelling at the computer, like, "No, whoever's wrong."
Both of you are wrong. It's
I don't
not.
mind that because Dan Slott also a good writer who embraces the fun, and of course Mark Waid. Like, man,
Yeah,
he used to be the official like librarian slash historian for DC Comics, which I totally
exactly.
believe. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
No, I love Wade's take on Superman. I've been loving. I don't think it's absolute, but I think there was another run of Superman by Dan Slott that I recently
Oh,
collected.
yeah,
So
possibly. There's a lot of the great writers. They take a crack at Batman. They take a crack at Superman. God, it's fun to think of like going from Spider-Man to Superman. You know what I mean?
I know. Just Spider-Man has such a different energy. Like it's funny, it's quippy, it's very like
Yeah,
uh, high school. It's brash, it's bratty, it's very
yeah.
fun. It's yeah,
Well, it's also like it's in the name friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He's very much like a guy who he lives in Queens and he's just trying to help out the neighborhood. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. And also like it's silly, but like 80% of Spider-Man villains are actually just thugs.
Just
Like they're
what?
just thugs, like bank robbers, thugs, or
Oh,
like
thugs. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, they're not very deep to be honest. Like I think they're like yeah,
yeah.
uh,
Although, I mean, one of the great things I love in comic books is when you take a character who is just like, I like Robin Banks, and then you get their tragic backstory, and you're like, oh my god, like who is? Oh yeah, well, yeah, I don't know, like Jeff Johns in his Flash run, he would do like each. I mean, if you're talking about supervillains that look pretty stupid at the thing, Flash's Rogues Gallery has got to be in there. But he would do like
yeah,
little one shots with each of the supervillains where we learn their like tragic backstory and get to know them.
yeah, yeah. Amazing. Cool. That was good. Thank you for doing that. I know I love putting people on the spot for this, but I always feel like good conversations come out of it. So
Yeah. Plus, when you're in the middle of the campaign, it's very healthy to like just talk to a person. You know what I mean? Because normally you're just like, what emoji would go here?
I know
Yeah.
exactly what you mean. Amazing. We're coming close to time, but before we go, I want you to do an elevator pitch of your campaign that
Oh, okay.
beautifully got funded in just 573 hours.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
in this environment, which we talked about, is a tricky environment. It's a challenging environment. I think October is always a tricky one because you get all the scary stories. Because October,
yeah,
but you get everyone like me who was committed to doing it this year. And after this month, it's the holidays, and the holidays is a terrible time from
I
every
know it's called
campaign. Yeah, so
death
October is like
zone, or like, yeah,
yeah, it's either
crowdfunding death
October
zone,
or
or
you missed your goal and you have to wait to next year. So
yeah, yeah,
you get the spooky guys, you get the procrastinators like me coming together, and then the economic environment is bad. It's I don't know. I don't want to be too, but let's acknowledge it. It's been challenging, and I've had a lot of my creator friends be like, "Yeah, this is not funded as quickly as I wanted to," and like,
yeah.
I hear you, and but the other great thing about its first campaign is you are grateful, and I hope I continue to be grateful for every backer of this comic book. Which I should elevator pitch. This is a long elevator ride, isn't it?
Yep.
Bad Future Volume 1. It's 60 pages of dystopian sci fi, four stories. We've got some serialized and some standalones, a wonderful array of artists and writers and storytelling styles, each one dealing with a different aspect of society crumbling, and just sort of where you can find your humanity, your agency, and your community when like everything else is just falling apart all around you. If if that sounds like a book that might resonate with you at this particular moment in time, definitely go check us out. And hey, I know a lot of you are like a little low on the funds. If you can't fund us, no problem. A shout out, a post, a boost, a comment. These are all things that help the campaign. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's brilliant, and I agree. The art looks stunning. The stories look really good. They're very unique and fun.
Mhm.
Uh, Andy's a lot of fun. I like we've got to hang out twice now, which is
Oh yeah.
and both the times I've had a lot of fun talking to you. So
You
do back
secretly
this
wishing
comic.
for some sort of audio or streaming issue with this one, so you get to go number three.
No, no, we'll go
You'll get
number
it. You
three
probably
when
get
you
number
have your
three.
next campaign.
Okay. But yeah,
Awesome.
check it out. We've worked really hard. I'm so proud of it, and I'm so proud of the collaborators I've been able to work with. And it is a book that's going to exist because we funded, and so this is a thing that will exist. And if you want to copy either digital or something you can hold in your hand, we got options for you. Just come check us out. Badfuturecomics.com.
Amazing. And with that, we come to end of this episode. Thank you for coming on the show, Andy. I really appreciate your time.
Oh, it's been my
Um,
pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And if you're watching afterwards as well, thank you for watching. Yeah, have a nice one. See you.